Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Ooh, it's kind of dark and dingy here today. Um, you know how this works. I just like to remind people this is not exact science. Sometimes you still got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We communicate the best way we can. So we're gonna. Okay. Somebody used to call him Jeff E, like Jeffy, Jeffy Pooh, Jeffy something, Jeffy, and he has a big smile on his face. So he's whoever called him that, he's acknowledging that person. He's saying your son is okay behind closed doors. They are communicating with each other. And I don't know how old your son is. I know he's very young, but all kids and animals see them, hear them, and it's no big deal because nobody's told them they can't do it, that it's a bad thing until they get to be, I usually see around 9 or 10, and then they get old enough they know, ooh, society's going to poo-poo me. They're going to say I'm crazy because I can see my dad, or whatever, and talk to him. So just leave that door open if you want to. It's up to you. It's your child. But when he's in his room by himself, he sees him. Okay, so he's showing them. He's showing that he's interacting, like the boy is sitting up on his bed and talking to him, just in a calm, peaceful, not upset, not crying, at least most of the time. Like the boy is sitting up in bed and he's talking to the air. I'm not sure that he actually realizes that Jeffrey's there, but I think he at least feels it, doesn't realize, maybe. Don't know that he's actually seen him, but it could be that he doesn't want to scare the boy. But the boy sits there and talks to him in a very calm, peaceful, loving way, just waiting to see if he's going to show me if they interact. He's showing me that I think the boy is seeing like white wisp, like a smoky wisp. Like he's seeing lights. He might be seeing orbs. But he's seeing some, and sometimes when orbs move real fast, and I know a lot of people don't believe in orbs. They say, oh, it's just a speck of dust. A lot of times it is. I can usually tell the difference, not always. But sometimes when they swoosh through real fast, they look like kind of a streak of like a smoky blob or something. They're hard to describe. Sometimes it is just dust. Your boy is also seeing like pinpoints of light. It's a good thing. I don't know that I would question him about it. It might shut him down if he thinks somebody's going to think he's crazy because he sees this, so you might just let him develop it. Or I just saw a flash of light over here. How do I describe this? Usually you see it in your peripheral vision. He's showing this. Let's still, I don't know if you call this up here peripheral vision, But he's showing it like he sees it up here. He's looking straight ahead, but he sees it up here. Whoosh through. Pinpoint a light, pinpoint a light. Those are good things. So he's getting little validations as he's talking to Jeffrey. My nose is itching. But he probably doesn't realize those are validations. So he may not say anything because he might be old enough that he's afraid people would think he was crazy. And people that see things, we are crazy. No, we're not. Well, yes, I am. Maybe the rest of them aren't, but I am. So he's getting little validations, and I'm not sure that he's, like I said, not sure that he knows that it is. But the boy feels this great sense of peace. It's not like he's hysterical about it. He just feels this great sense of peace sitting there, sitting up in his bed late at night and just talking to him. Like it brings him so much peace because he may not realize that he's getting it back, this love and peace back from Jeffrey. So this is a very, very, very good thing for him. Jeffrey says he's coming to terms with it as far as Jeffrey leaving, but he's also coming to terms with whatever this is going on because it brings him a great sense of peace and comfort. And the boy actually believes that Jeffrey can hear him. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. No problem at all. So as far as him healing, absolutely he is. He's okay. I'm not sure what he's trying to show. He's showing me like I'll call it a scooter. This may not be the exact picture of it, but it's like one of those. I call them a skateboard with a handle. Has a pole in the front of it, kind of like a skateboard. Has a pole, got a handles that you push with your foot. It's what he's showing me, but it squeaks. It's really squeaky. And even if you don't have one, and it could be a skateboard, it could just be, showing me this image. I hate to be vague. I hate, might have to drag it outside the box. I hate being vague. But this thing squeaks like some kind of squeaking. You're going to hear this squeak. He's showing you sitting in the living room and this thing goes through there and it's squeaking and you're going to hear this squeak and you could hear it in your car, you could hear it outside, sitting in your living room, doesn't matter where you're at, and you hear this kind of irritating screech and squeak. Know that that's him trying to get your attention. So validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. That's your free will choice. He says, know that I'm with you. And he comes up behind me. Do it again. I'm trying to get an image of him. And he comes up behind me, he puts his head like right here. Some more back here. And he puts his head up against my head. So you will feel this. Normally, when Bob does it to me, which he hasn't for a while, he's in trouble. When Bob does it to me, it's their energy. And my ear will get bright red. It burn like hell. If he comes in strong enough, It could feel like a little pressure there. You could get real itchy there. They make me itch. That's their energy makes me itch for whatever reason. You could feel warmth, you could feel tingling, you could feel, I don't know how you will receive the energy, but he's laying his head up against here. And one time, Bob did it so strong that the side of my face felt horribly hot. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm coming down with the virus. So I go get the thermometer and I do this ear. Perfect. I do this ear and the alarm went off. It is a physical thing that they can, it's their energy when it comes in really strong. Anyway, don't want to take too much time explaining that. So know that that's him. And you could possibly feel him behind you, like pushing like a bubble or changing the air pressure. It just depends on, everybody's different. I love you. He says that in a very soft, loving way. I'm doing the best I can to help guide you. But you have free will choice. I will always be around in some way. Now he's talking about car horns beeping. Like somebody's in some really thick traffic and everybody's beeping their horn like ee, ee, ee. So I don't know if this recently happened to you or it's going to happen. So if you hear a bunch of car horns like people stuck in traffic, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him. And you could also see this in a movie, on Facebook, doesn't matter where it's at, or if you're actually in a traffic jam. The car horn, the honking is going to be a sign from him. It's kind of an irritating honking, though. It's like pissed off honking. People are like, get out of the way type honking. Did you recently trip over a throw rug? Tripping over something, but he's showing a throw rug down there, so it could have been something on the throw rug, or it could actually be the rug, or you're going to. He's validating, acknowledging that. I usually ask him for at least one or two things to validate that it's them. But I do not spend the whole reading doing validations. It's about the message that they want to convey. It's his show. He says, you're beautiful. Inside and out. Don't ever doubt it. Do not ever doubt it. You've got a lot of regrets you're hanging on to. He wants you to start picking them one by one and putting them in a basket and letting them go. Putting them in a basket, taking them from yourself, putting them in a basket or a box or envelope, or I like to, when I'm walking by the river, put them in a little boat. I call them my little minions. Make them run down, jump in the boat, and float away. These little regrets, he says you have to let go of them because you can't change it now. He says, and most of them are frivolous. He said, but you're hanging on to a whole ball of them, and they're in your gut, and they're like a knot in your gut. Release one. He says you feel like you shouldn't, like you feel like you should hang on to them. That, damn it, why didn't I do this? And damn it, why didn't I do that? And why did I do that? Those little regrets that you can't change. He says it's okay. It's actually okay. But he wants you to take that out of your gut and do it one by one. You don't have to do it all at once because that might be too much. Put them in a little box, basket, whatever, and setting them aside. You'll learn from it. But it's weighing you down. And I'm still here. I'm still with you. Just believe. It's just a relationship in a different way. And actually, after my Bob left, he can help me so much more in the position he's in now than he could when he was here and had all this earthly shit to work out. So know that you can call on Jeffrey. He says, work on those regrets. You've got to let some of them go. You can't keep them for the rest of your life. You've got to let some go. So start with the easiest ones, the smallest ones, and work your way up. Literally visualize this little regret coming out and going into this little basket. Visualizing something like that, I don't know if you know how to do it, but it's almost like dreaming it. It's kind of, you imagine it, and he will help you with it. Or imagine, he says, you can imagine handing it to him. Take this one little regret, give it a name, whatever that regret is, and physically hand it to him, and he'll have his hand out and he will take it and put it in the basket. He will help. He says, so think about working on that. You might write them down and cross them off the list, each one that you put in the basket. And I know sometimes when I do that kind of stuff, that I seem to pull it back in because I feel like I need to own it. It's mine. I did this shit, You might have to take it out more than once. I tend to pull mine back in. So allow him to do whatever he needs to transpire, or he says an angel will do it. Whether you believe in him or not, will transpire that regret into something beautiful. They will transform the energy into something beautiful. Beautiful energy. Okay, my dear, with that, he's leaving. Know that he is there with you and your son. Just trust it. What do you got to lose? Trust it. And you'll see all kinds of little signs that it's happening. Okay, much love to you, my dear. He's leaving. Thank you very much. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.